Welcome to Bargain Book. This is a series where I read stuff that I find for cheap and see if it's good or not. I'm talking about Yotsuba today because it's actually really enjoyable. So, in the last one I read Blackbird. And I didn't like Blackbird. It wasn't very good. But at the same time, I also read Yotsuba. And this one is actually really good. So I'm really excited to talk about it. So I kind of cheated with this one. I know of Yotsuba. I have seen this Green Child before. I have never read it. I had no clue what it was about or anything. I assumed it was in that vein of there is a child character and things happen around her. You know, same vein of what's it called? Sweetness and Lightning or Barakamon or something like that. And I was right. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my pre-read guess video. That's gonna happen now.
Okay, so like I probably said, oh, also it's like maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, which is why I'm trying to be quiet. So please forgive me if this part is so quiet. But yeah, like I probably said earlier, I have seen this Green Child before, but I have never read it. So this will be my first time. This is a very welcoming looking Green Child. I really enjoy her sunflowers. Sunflowers are actually my favorite flowers, so, I'm into it. But yeah, so I'm going to find, my assumption is that this is going to be some slice of life thing, and yeah, that's it. It's really cute though, because, okay, I love buying used books, because look at this, let me show you, except let me cover it. Whoever had this before, they have their name in here, and I think that's just so cute. And they also colored the Y. I don't know. Oh, they also colored the 1. I don't know why they gave up there, but that's what they did. Anyways, I think it's really charming. I love getting used books, and I'm gonna read this now. So here we go.
So yeah, I read this, and that child is a menace. She is she she wakes up and she decides to cause all the problems, and I love her for it because it's so entertaining for me to watch. Yotsuba is about a little girl and her dad moving to the suburbs, and it sounds pretty slice of lifey, and it is. To do it justice, I can't really go page by page like I normally do with these because the jokes are super visual. It's not gonna be funny for me to explain it to you, and if I just read the slice of life stuff, that's kind of boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys a summary. I'll just breeze through it, be super easy breezy, and then I'm just gonna list the stuff that I like about it, cause I like things. So yeah, spoiler alert for the first volume of Yotsuba. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna wear this green hat in honor of this green child. Oh yeah, this is definitely working. Let's do this. So this first volume is broken down into 7 chapters, and the title just kind of says what happens in it. There's one called shopping, the first one's called moving, there's one called rain. Super simple stuff, right? In the beginning, her and her dad move into the suburbs, and right from the start, Yotsuba just walks off, and this is where, okay, my assumption is they used to live out in the country because this is such a out in the country thing to do. She just walks off, and her dad is like, ah, she'll come back later. No big deal. And she's just walking around town, and a bunch of character directions happen at this point because she's at this one point she's playing with the swing, but she's doing it wrong. So one of the neighborhood girls is like, here, this is how you play with the swing. Simple stuff like that. She does almost get hit by a car. That's scary. But she's fine. She has a, what's it called, plot armor. There we go. I don't think she'd get hit by a car in a series like this. If you read this and she got hit by a car, do not tell me. I will cry. So yeah, that's basically how most of the antics start to happen. She doesn't get things, so people have to explain it to her. But she's cute about it because she's a little kid. So that's it. That's the summary. I'm not going to go into it any more than that because I kind of want you to read it and read it for yourself. So here's what I like about Yotsuba. Good jokes. Like I said before, the jokes are really, really visual. One that stands out to me is this one where she is on the shoulders of one of her dad's friends who's really, really tall or whatever. And she has the cicada net. They're trying to catch cicadas. and she like gets the end of the pole right into his face, obliterated. Stuff like that. Stuff like that you gotta read and be like, haha, that's funny. If you explain it, it doesn't land. I like the jokes. I think they're cute. I think it's nice to explain the world to like a. How old is she? Like 6? I don't know anything about kids. I don't know what age. Is 6 old? I don't know. I like the jokes. I'm moving on to the next point now. Yotsuba's relationship with her dad. That's point number 2. And let me explain this one. So she has a weird relationship with her dad. Like he's a little too relaxed than what I think of when I think of like a parent. Yotsuba in that first chapter just kind of runs off and he's like, whatever. And then there's this one part where she gets locked in the bathroom because the door latchy breaks. And so she just climbs out the window and she just starts walking around town again. And when he finds out, he's just kind of like, oh man, I really gotta fix that door, huh? And he like doesn't even like, he's like so chill. He's like, whatever, she'll be back, I guess. Never in my life, never in my life have I seen such a relaxed parent. But there is this one really tender moment towards the end of the volume where he's standing there in the doorway with one of his neighbors and it's raining. So Yotsuba runs out and she goes to play in the rain. And he's talking to the neighbor and he's like, yeah, I adopted her when I was overseas. And she has brought so much joy and happiness into my life with her like carefree attitude and stuff like that. And it's such a sweet and tender moment. I won't lie, I kind of teared up a little bit, but we're not worried about that. They have a solid relationship, and I am excited to see more of that. I want to see him get worried about her. I want to see what will make him get worried about her in the future, since we know that he trusts her enough to come home at the end of the day and stuff like that, and to walk off and be safe, which I'm sure we will see, right? This is a relationship between parents and stuff like that. Maybe. We'll see. So yeah, I liked their dynamic a lot. I thought it was really sweet. Third thing that I liked, the neighbors. So they live next door to this house with like the mom, and then there's 3 sisters. They have like the cool older sister, the nice middle sister, and then the younger sister who's pretty studious. She's like what? She's kind of close to Yotsuba's age, but like a little bit older. She goes to school and stuff like that. The 2 older sisters specifically, they have that sister dynamic where they're just like dunking on each other all the time. Well, more specifically, it's the oldest sister dunking on the younger sister all the time, which is very siblings of them. I appreciate that. I always appreciate a good sibling dynamic. But specifically, the younger sister, like I mentioned, she's a studious kid. She's not all that outgoing or anything. And like, she's kind of shy. But that makes her relationship with Yotsuba all that more fun because Yotsuba's wild. She's not scared of anything. So, like, specifically with the cicadas, that's the younger sister's first time going out and catching cicadas, and she's older than Yotsuba. It's just fun. I'm excited to see their dynamic in the future because they're like the closest in age, and I think they could be really good friends. And the last thing that I like is just Yotsuba in general. So, like I mentioned, she's a menace. She just gets into stuff all the time. But she has that kind of attitude that people just kind of like her from the get go. And she's always just so happy. And I think that's so cute. Also, I think I just really like little kid characters sometimes. Maybe that's because I have a younger sibling. I don't know. I like Yotsuba. I think she's fun. I want to see more from her. So, had that little moment of like sincerity not happen at the end of the volume, I wouldn't think too seriously of the series. But I think they will dig more into the characters a little bit. I might be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong because I really want them to. But I do want to see a little more from Yotsuba. I want to see her get upset and I want to see her get mad more than just being happy all the time because she's a little kid. She's probably going to have tantrums or get her feelings hurt or something. And I just want to see what happens when that happens because right now she's just a happy go lucky kid. Is it bad? Is it bad that I'm wishing like sadness upon this child? That's not what it is. I just want to explore a little, you know? Oh no, I'm a villain. Anyways, I like Yotsuba a lot. I think we could see a lot more from her too, and I'm excited for that. So to sum it up, I like it. I think it's good. I think you guys should read it. 10 cicadas out of 10. Good job. This was money well spent. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, it was $4. Has a little water damage, but I love that it adds character. Oh, by the way, I just really want to mention this. Anytime I typed Yotsuba in my notes, it autocorrected to YouTube. But yeah, this is a series I would like to keep reading. I hope I get the chance to keep reading it, and I highly recommend it. This is the end of the video.